Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach. Welcome back to the Lam Rim. And we've been talking about, we're in the steps of the path for people of medium capacity. And our goal is to get out of the wheel of life. In this level, second level, the goal is to get out of the wheel of life, reach nirvana, personal nirvana, just for ourselves. And the method is to practice those three, what they're called the three extraordinary trainings, which is being nice to other people, learning how to meditate or focus, and then mastering wisdom, understanding emptiness. And if you remember, Pabongka Rinpoche said, look, getting perfect meditation and understanding emptiness, these are kind of big things. You kind of have to have specialized help. You got to work on them specially. But this one, being nice to other people, it's always right there in your hands. It's always available to you. And, you just got to do it. So no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, you can practice this training. You don't need to have a meditation studio, or you don't have to have the Perfection of Wisdom Sutras. To be nice to other people, you just got to be there. So we talked about 3 ways of not being nice to other people, or 3 things that might hurt your attempts to be nice to other people. So there are 3 different things that might happen to stop you from being nice to other people. The first one was that you don't know the guidelines for being nice. No one ever told you the guidelines for being a nice person. You can say the 10 basic good deeds. These are nice guidelines, so at least you should know those 10. Or maybe you've gone deeper and taken lifetime layman's vows, lay person's vows, which we should all do. At least that. And then if you want to go deeper and you want to get more committed, then become a monk or a nun. So the first way to get in trouble is if you don't know what your vows are. No one ever told you what your vows are. And we said, particularly in the Diamond Way, particularly in the teachings which are meant to take you to enlightenment in one lifetime, particularly those teachings depend on knowing the vows and keeping the vows. So if you ever take an initiation or an empowerment, you should demand to be taught the vows. And that takes some time. That's going to take at least, 4 or 5 days. And ideally, it would take 4 or 5 weeks to teach you those vows correctly. Otherwise, you should not take an empowerment. Okay, so either you don't know the vows. The second possibility for breaking them is that they just don't sound very important to you. Like, I understand I shouldn't kill people, and I understand I shouldn't steal things, but, just talking about the president of the country when he's being weird, that's not on the same level as killing people or stealing things, That's not such a big deal. So this kind of attitude where you say, nang chung, right? The idiom is nang chung. You say, that's not so important. I'm doing okay. I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm not going to steal anything. But, having a glass of wine once in a while, or sitting around and talking about politicians, that's okay. That's not such a big deal. So that kind of attitude where you say, oh, you decide unilaterally that the Buddha was being too strict, and the Buddha was micromanaging you, and these small rules are not very important. So that's the second possibility for breaking your vows. The third possibility is what we're getting in today, in episode 6. And I like to call this episode, How to Run a Gang Fight. So Tim was asking me, what? I said, well, if you're going to have a gang fight, there's a certain way to run a gang fight. Okay, there's certain standard operating procedures for running a gang fight. Okay, and you should know them so you can have a good gang fight. Okay, and that involves the third of the 3 ways that you could get into the habit of breaking your commitments to be nice to other people. And here, let's start reading down at number 3. Nyomo mangwang tuwa jume go yimbe. Nyomo deja shedan so kan she chewa de la tene. Tuwa on deje su dharma gyur. Okay, so the third condition that's going to make it more likely for you to break your commitments, your commitments to be good to other people, is called nyomo mangwa. And that means a lot of negative thoughts in your mind. I don't know about you, but if I don't get enough sleep, or I didn't get in, breakfast, or I'm tired, then I tend to get more, I tend to get angry easier, or I tend to get more sarcastic with people, things like that. Okay, so, and the general, all those negative thoughts in general can be categorized into 3 groups, right? It's the 3 animals in the center of the wheel of life, which is, Dechat means ignorant liking things the wrong way, where you would hurt someone to get something, is called Dechat. What is it in the wheel of life? Which animal? The rooster. And in the old days, it was a pugrun, a pigeon, which is, both of those birds are supposed to enjoy sex. I don't know. I haven't checked it out. But, okay, so they're supposed to, and they represent being willing to hurt someone else to get the things you like. It's not wrong to like things. It's fine to like cinnamon rolls, for example. If you want a cinnamon roll, the best one in the world is at the Peachtree Cafe in Rimrock, Arizona, which is, Paris is number 2, Rimrock is number 1. And so anyway, it's not wrong to fly specially to Rimrock to get a cinnamon roll. But it is wrong to hurt someone to do that, to steal the money or something like that. Then that becomes a wrong thing, okay? Shedang means the opposite. In the wheel of life, anger is the snake. Yeah. So the snake in the center of the wheel of life represents getting upset. You can say getting upset, okay? Or disliking things for the wrong reasons. So is it okay to dislike eggplant? I say yes. I don't care about French cooking. What do you call it? What's it called? Huh? Aubergine. Aubergine. Doesn't matter. Poop by any other name is the same. Aubergine. What's it called in Middle Eastern cooking? I forget. Baba ganoush? Yeah, anyway, it sucks no matter what name you give it. Oops, I'm not supposed to use that language. Okay, anyway, it's not wrong to dislike eggplant. You should dislike eggplant. But it's wrong to hurt someone who served you eggplant and you complain and you hurt them, then that becomes wrong disliking. And so he lists those 2. What's the third one he didn't mention? Is the pig in the middle. And good drawings of the wheel of life have the snake and the rooster in the pig's mouth. The tails are in the pig's mouth, meaning you misunderstand things. In the kitchen, you misunderstand the concept of 2 husbands and you get upset. So really that misunderstanding, to think that your husband is criticizing you because of something he did or that he wants to do, is gonna cause you to have those other 2, we can say mental afflictions or negative emotions, okay? Now, Kang She Chewa, here's the gang fight. Kang She Chewa. Kang She Chewa means you have to look into your personality and see which one is dominant, which one predominates in your personality. Are you more likely to get upset during the day, or are you more likely to overeat during the day? They asked me to do a yoga demonstration today. I was like, but I still have my COVID tummy, So anyway, Veronica said I should buy a girdle. I don't know. But you have to decide, in your personality, which is the strongest type of negative emotion? Which one tends to come up in you the biggest? Now, why does that relate to a gang fight for $50?
The leader of the gang.
She raised her hand first.
The winner of the game.
25, okay? But tell somebody, okay? Tell somebody. Tell somebody to pay you guys. Okay. Yeah, when you have a gang fight, so you have 20 guys on one side and 20 guys on the other side. And I was actually in one gang fight in my life. And me and my brother and all his friends, we decided we were going to go stop this other gang. And I remember we did it on the school grounds. And we told them, meet us at the school grounds at like 4 o'clock. And they brought 20 guys, we brought 20 guys. Everybody had sticks, we were gonna have a big gang fight. And this is when I was maybe 16 or something. And this guy, the head of the other gang, came over to my gang and he said, who's in charge here? And we all said, my big brother, his name is Geoff. We said, Geoff's in charge here. And the guy went, boom! And he knocked him down. He just didn't say anything. He just hit him as hard as he could in the face. And they were all like, okay, we give up. And that was the end of the gang fight. So this is how to stop a gang fight. This is how to win a gang fight. Pabongka Rinpoche, what he's saying here is, go after your biggest one, okay? Go after the head of the gang of negative emotions in your heart. So figure out which one is the main one and attack that one first, okay? And then start with the second one and then start with the third one, but hit the worst one really hard first, okay? Then the other ones will follow, What he says here, by the way, is breaking your vows tends to follow the same priority as the negative emotions you tend to feel more often, okay? All right, and we have here in the picture a gang fight, okay? And so always go after the biggest guy on the other side. Go after the boss on the other side. All right. Drago numbana power makpan so kanshu chewa de ngun latul gut. If you want to defeat a normal enemy, he says, whether it's, a group of, Bawa Makpan means you're in a war or you're in a gang fight. He says, go after the head of the other group, So Kangshuk Chewa, if you're in a war, then attack the strongest regiment on the other side. Because if you defeat the strongest group on the other side, the rest of the groups will give up, okay? So try to identify in your own heart which negative emotion tends to get more strong and go after your biggest one first, okay? Look for the negative emotion that's standing head over shoulders, meaning the one who's the biggest against you in your own heart, okay? Nyamboten means apply the appropriate antidote for the biggest one, okay? All right, now he gives specific negative emotions and he makes suggestions about the antidotes. So he's not going to cover the 84,000 negative emotions that are possible, but he's going to do 4 or 5. And he seems to be saying, look, I know you're in there somewhere, talking to us, right? I know I'll cover the 4 or 5 big kleshas, big negative emotions, and I think we're going to find yours in there. So listen up. We're going to list 5, and I'll give you suggestions for their antidotes, for their respective antidotes, okay? All right, he starts with Duchak. Deyan Durja Shechewa La. Shechewa means dominant in your personality. If your personality tends more to attraction to the objects of the senses, for example, sex, pornography, food, alcohol, smoking, things like that. If you're more attracted to physical objects of the senses, okay, then you should be doing Midupa Gomba. Midupa Gomba means It's called meditation on the disgusting, okay? Disgusting meditation. And a typical object that you can take, he makes a list here. He's probably talking about a case where we can't take our eyes off of other women or other men, okay? So maybe we already have a partner, but we keep staring at other people's partners or somebody other than our partner. And if that's your problem, he says, in the short run, okay, emptiness is obviously the greatest antidote, but for short-term antidote, lu mitsangwe gyalpa. Gyalpa means a bag, like a big grocery bag. And mitsawa means poo-poo. Okay, so try to look at the other guy's wife or the other woman. Try to imagine that she's a big bag of poo-poo. And I got you a picture here of, this is very commonly used. This kind of picture is very commonly used in these discussions. This is an actual person, okay? And they have cut open the person's body. And this is what those sexy women look on the inside, or sexy man. We don't even know if this is a man or a woman, because on the inside, everybody looks the same. It's just a disgusting and terrifying bag of poop, okay? Mostly poop moving through the body. So if you have a trouble with desire for the human body, then, keep one of these pictures with you. Pull it out when you can't stop looking at somebody. You men out there who have a pornography addiction, which I think 80% do, then pull out the picture and say, that's what she really looks like on the inside. And if you spend enough time with somebody, inevitably you're going to see this. There's no person who's so beautiful or attraction that sooner or later you don't see the real nature of the human body inside, okay? And love, if love is based on the body, then love is going to fail, okay? All right, Kyapayin, or Nambar Marwa means look. This whole inside Nambar Marwa means totally red, okay? Covered with crimson blood, okay? Take that, what do you call, what's that complexion, makeup company? Estee Lauder face, and peel off the skin and take a look. It's all red, rotten meat, okay, with blood. That's called Nambar Marwa. It's a kind of meditation, actually. Or Nambar Pamba. I don't remember what's Pamba, but I think it means rotten. And Bru Shikpa means there are bacteria and other small creatures living inside our bodies, in our intestines, that when we die, they just eat your body, okay? Or it can also mean worms, okay? Worms will be eating your body, okay? Rukongitushe means, then it can be useful if you're attracted to a woman or a man of another person's relationship. Just look at them as bones, look at the outline of their bones on their body and strip off the meat mentally and see the arm as a bone. And would you feel like having sex if you could see the bone hanging out? I have a friend who lost her leg recently. It was amputated. And you see the bone and you're like, okay, not so sexy, okay? Scary, very mortal, okay? All right, so there he gave us the attraction to the physical senses, and then the antidote is to look under the skin, peel off the skin, and look at the real person there. Okay, next we have Shedang. And if you have a problem with anger, or disliking people, his antidote is like 2 syllables. Champa. Use champa. Okay. Shedangi nyambor, champa. Okay. Use champa. Champa means what? Love, okay. Love. And the classic example of champa is a child offering a child a birthday present. So you can see the picture here, and the child has just been handed a birthday present, and that kind of look on the child's face, okay? She's got a birthday present in her hands, and just that look, just that look on a face of a child it's a high Buddhist principle, meaning to enjoy it when other people are having fun, or enjoy it when other people are having a good time, and that's called champa, Maitri. That's where Maitreya's name comes from. It means love. Okay, love means I'm so happy that you're happy. Okay, all right. Now he moves on to Ngagel, which is kind of my specialty. Ngagel means I am king, and it's the ancient word for pride, or your absorbed egotism. I'm the best teacher, I know the most languages, etc., etc. I'm the most beautiful. Ngagel, okay? And Ngagel ki nyembor, if you want to fix it, this feeling of conceit or pride. Gachi, nyembor nagachi. Think about how inevitably your body will collapse. Your mind will start to get slower and slower. I don't know, we went to visit an old person yesterday. She's 95. And we called her, we said, we'll be there tomorrow. And she said, okay. Then we called her in the morning, the next morning, we said, well, okay, we're gonna leave soon. And she said, why? And I said, we're coming to see you. Remember, we called yesterday. Oh, okay. Then we're like half an hour away, we called, we said, don't forget, we're gonna be there in half an hour. Okay. And then 15 minutes later, we called again. We're coming. She said, what? Why are you coming? Because they're coming to see you. And then finally we got there to her assisted living place. And she came down to talk through the window. And she forgot her hearing aid. So we couldn't talk. And we drove for 4 hours to talk to her. And she's like, oh, I forgot my hearing aid. So anyway, it will happen to us, okay? We will be there also. Maybe, hopefully, somebody will come visit us, no matter how stupid we got, okay? So nagachi, sickness, aging, death, okay? That's three of the classic sufferings. What's the other one? Dum bum bum bum. Huh? But yeah, keganachi. I should give you $20. Give yourself $20. Okay. Birth. Okay. He didn't list birth here. That's I don't know why. Okay, Nyepa Mepa. Now he starts to list. The classic problems with life. This is in. We already learned this list, especially from I think the first Panchen Lama. The list of problems of the human realm. Nyepa Mepa means there's no certainty about anything. You think you're finally set. You think things are finally going well. And then they change again, We're just not sure. I think it's a very strongly obvious right now. Me and my friends, okay, we kind of stopped talking about the virus. Somebody said, you know what? And we all said, what? And they said, nobody knows in this world what's going to happen. Nobody knows. So stop talking about it all day. We don't know in 6 months what's going to happen. We don't know in 1 year. Nobody knows, okay? So that's called Nyepa Mepa. And it's always been like that. Yang Tomente Gyoe Nyepa. Every time we seem to get a position, every time we seem to be in someone's favor, we drop. Then we drop again. And we keep going up and down, okay? Etc. He says, etc. So he says, if you're interested in those other human sufferings, you go back and read that part. Then he starts to list all the things we don't know, all right? And so oftentimes in the monastery, pride would be directed at how many scriptures you know, or how good your philosophy is, or how you can debate. And he says, look, Kam ki rabye samte. And this is where we have a picture of, I call it stars over the ocean, okay? And it's our life is like we are looking at the top of the ocean, but we can't see what's under the ocean, and we can't see what's in the sky. We don't know. If you think about what percentage of the universe do we know, it's like 0.000001. So why do you feel you're so knowledgeable about Buddhism when you don't have any clue about 90% of the stuff, 99.999% of the stuff that exists in the universe? You have no clue. Just look at the stars at night, or look at the top of the ocean and think about what's under there. You have no idea. You really have no idea, okay? Some say, there are even parts within us, parts of our psychology, parts of our character, and parts of our physical body that we have no clue about. You could have the COVID virus is swimming around in your bloodstream right now. We don't know. You are so ignorant about everything. So why do you feel so proud of your knowledge? Okay? Is a kind of tsorwa, is a kind of feeling. And if you want to know about that one, talk to Sugang Shi, who is translating the extensive Wheel of Life literature. And it refers to physical feelings that we have that are triggered through the medium of our skin. Okay? You have no clue about 99% of the stuff in the universe. So, what you don't know is huge. What you do know is almost nothing. Okay, next, the next negative emotion, and don't forget we're studying them because this is the third way to break your vows. If you get stirred up by your negative emotions, you're going to steal something, you're going to say something bad, you're going to chase someone else's partner, okay? And here he talks about timug, which is the technical name for the pig in the middle of the Wheel of Life, called dark ignorance, special kind of ignorance. The antidote for that is to understand seeds in the mind. And generally, the all-purpose antidote to all of these negativities is to understand the two husbands in the kitchen. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, ask somebody else. Okay. And if you want to know, the best source for that it's Nagarjuna. You see in the picture here. And we call him the Arya, meaning Mr. Emptiness. And really, if you get a chance, you gotta read some Nagarjuna. So, just listen to Nagarjuna for half an hour, and it's gonna wipe out your ignorance, okay? Your misunderstanding, okay? Master of emptiness, the Arya, the emptiness master, okay? We're gonna run over a little bit, Tim, I'm sorry. Okay, number 4. Now he's finished 3 different things that can make you break your commitments. You don't know them, you don't think they're so important, or you're having a lot of other mental problems at the same time. Now there's a 4th one. 4th one is you are not keeping up a state of watchfulness. You are not watching the condition of your own mind. And after 50 years of practicing Buddhism, I can say that you do get some warning signs. Just before you have a desire attack, or just before you have an anger attack, there are warning signs. And, if you meditate probably 50 years, you can start to notice them, okay? Like you start to obsess about somebody, you start to think about somebody, you start to think about what somebody said, and there's a period of about, 5 or 10 minutes or 2 hours of thinking about what somebody said to you, and then you get upset, okay? So if you can maintain a high degree of awareness, they call, what do they call that in the military? High degree, there's a word for it. Like the analysts figured out there could be a nuclear war in the next 10 hours. So everyone goes on a heightened alert stage. Like alert stage, yeah, heightened security stage. So if you can stay alert and observe your own thoughts, your own emotions, if you can learn to do that, then you won't break your vows, okay? Rang dro chak nyal duk. This is very, very famous. Please say dro. Sorry, dro chak nyal duk. It's a funny thing. You having trouble keeping your vows? Yeah. Okay, I just want you to watch your mind on 4 different occasions. That's all. Okay? Like it's not hard. Just watch your mind at 4 different periods during the day. And, don't worry about the rest. Okay? And then you're like, yeah, okay, what's the 4? Number 1, if you're in the car. Okay. Number 2, if you're traveling in any other way, by foot, for example, like across the room, if you're walking across the room. And if you're in bed, sleeping, and if you're sitting down, just those 4, just cover those 4, don't worry about the rest, okay? And it's a Lord Buddha joke. Just watch your mind if you're traveling far, or you're walking across the room, or you're sitting, or you're sleeping. Don't worry about the rest. It's a joke, okay? It means I don't care where you are, 24 hours. You have to be in a heightened state of watchfulness that you don't have a negative emotion, okay? Nyal duk or satung sok, even when you're eating, even when you're drinking. Chulam kikap kundu. I don't care what you're doing. Langdor minjepe temba. Remember what's good to do and remember what's not good to do. Tell Chandra Rangi Gosam Nanyetungi Ke Maga Tak Tang. Keep an eye every few minutes. Check your mental state, okay? Every few minutes, check your mental state. Am I breaking any vows, okay? Nyetung Jungwe Go Nam Kak. And then you will block the door for mistakes to be made, okay? All right, we got just a tiny bit to go. No, we got a bit to go. I'm sorry, this one's longer. Use sheshin, use mental alarm, which we talked about during meditation, to detect that your mind is getting upset or whatever, desire. Then temba, pull back your guard mind, okay? Ngotsa shepa, think how you want to perceive yourself. I don't want to be a bad person. I don't care if anybody knows about it or not, but I for myself don't want to be a bad person. And then tell yepa means think about what others would feel if they found out how you're really feeling, okay? Then, okay? Gyala kelte tuwa kerpa. Gyala is a funny word. Okay, Seiji, $100. Gyala. $100, come on. Tim, 101? Nope, cancel that. Okay, it means 1 in 100. And it means that he's being, the Lama Pabongka is being, he's being, what do you call it? He's being respectful to us. It's just in the, if 1 chance out of 1,000,000 that you get angry. Yeah, he's being polite to the audience. He's saying, just in the 1 chance out of 1,000,000 that you break one of your vows, then do your sojong. Okay? Get on your butt about sojong. Get your butt off the chair and do your sojong. Purify that mistake, okay? Yang sone shak. And keep telling other people the mistake you made and that helps clean it, okay? Don't keep it to yourself, all right? Tell somebody. Tell your dog. Okay, no, tell another person is more powerful. Duwe shung le lama sok bo gu yung sum ki shak gupar. Then he cuts us some slack. The next paragraph is slack cutting, okay? He says, look, you guys are all monks and nuns, and according to the Vinaya scriptures, which we are translating in the Mixed Nuts, we read this already, you got 3 options with confession. You got 3 classic options with confessions. Bo, gu, and yung. And these are highly technical Vinaya terms that nobody would normally know. Po means if a monk or nun breaks a big vow, they're actually not allowed to sit with the other monks and nuns. They have to go sit in the back. Okay, that's called po. Move them. Gu means please make somebody happy. So what's that got to do with breaking a vow? Well, after they po, they have to wash dishes, clean toilets for like 3 weeks. Okay, that's called make the normal dishwashers and toilet cleaners happy. Okay, because they get a break, and this monk who broke his vows has to wash the dishes and clean the toilets. Okay, then that makes the other monks happy who were supposed to do that. Okay, so move them and please them. Okay, yung means throw them, and usually it means throw somebody out of the monastery. It's called yung. But here's a very interesting thing. It means after the monk has finished cleaning toilets or washing dishes for 3 weeks to make up for breaking the small vow, then throw them back into their high position. It's very interesting. Encourage them. Praise them. You're so cool. You confessed. We made you wash dishes for 3 weeks. Now look at you. You're super pure. We're going to put you back up in the high position, And it's a cool balance, right? First you shame the guy, and then you make him do dirty stuff for 3 weeks. And then you're supposed to say, look at this guy. He's more pure than all of you. He worked it off. And then the guy's like, yeah, I'm most pure now, okay? Like that, okay? He says, Poguyum, he says, look, the Vinaya scriptures say you have to go through this process, okay? But when Sapa lived 1525 to 1590, okay, I looked it up, and his main disciples, they said, look, we know the technical stuff in Vinaya, we're familiar with it, but Gye Dom Lepa Chena, if you just take 2 steps, it's enough. Now, Wen Sapa should know, because Wen Sapa is a Lama who is famous in Tibet. If you say, is there actually any Lama who got enlightened? And by the way, Gigi, can you call Heather? She seems some kind of emergency. Okay. He's famous in Tibet for being the one Lama who got enlightened in this lifetime by practicing. So, it's funny. In Tibet, you've got thousands and thousands of practitioners, famous practitioners. But there's one who they say he did it. He really became enlightened in this lifetime. He said, look, just feel bad about breaking it, and then make a commitment to control yourself in the future. Forget all the other Vinayas, Sojong, blah, 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 So here's the one guy who supposedly became a Buddha. And he's like, look, Sojong is good, confession ceremonies are good, everything's good. But if you just have a heartfelt feeling like I messed up, and then if you decide to control yourself in the future, you're clean, okay? All right. Chena, Sarma Menche Dag Nupershe. We say, we follow Wen Sapa. And, but they mentioned the word for second level monk's vows. So there are 4 very serious monk's vows. And the implication here is that just that attitude is not enough to clean those 4. If you break those 4 in a heavy way, you actually lose your monk's vows. So he's saying, look, second level down, yeah, you can clean it, but I'm not talking about the 4 main monks' vows. Okay, last part. Rang re nyamme jo chambo dang jamgun song kapa chambo yapse sok tar tsutim cha tam che ne nye pa makua be sungdom che min nu kyang. Look, people like you and me, we're not like Tsongkhapa. We're not like Lord Atisha. We can't keep our vows. Those guys, they kept every little vow, and they didn't hurt a single flea in their whole life. And he says, we're not like that, okay? We're not like that. We're normal people. We make mistakes. But minimum, okay? Döte sung means at the what do you call it? Cost of your life? At the risk of your life? Okay. If you have a choice between dying and keeping these 5, keep these 5, okay? Like the rest of your vows, okay, you're gonna break them, you're a human being. But please, please, please don't break those big 5. What are the big 5? Those are the components of the lifetime layman's vows. Do not kill a human or a human fetus. Do not steal anything of value knowingly. Don't have sexual relations with other people's wife or husband. Don't lie about your spiritual attainments, and give up alcohol and drugs. Okay, so that's it. Soktan Döte Sung. These you have to keep them even at the cost of your life. You have to keep them. Okay, and that's the end of episode 6, and we'll see you back in episode 7, and we're going to continue our discussion of commitments to be nice to other people. Thank you. Thanks, Seiji. Thanks, Tim.